There was a time when most country towns boasted their own soft drink company with flavours like double sauce and creaming soda. Today, there are just a handful still operating, but they're enjoying a surge in popularity for a sip of nostalgia and for helping farmers find a place for produce that would otherwise go to waste. 6 years ago, Alex Davidson and Murray Rosenberg were looking for a business to run. Their one rule: stay away from the food industry. But the only set of numbers they liked was for one of Australia's oldest soft drink companies in Crow's Nest, a small town 150 kilometres northeast of Brisbane. Investing was risky. They had no experience in the game, and the 117-year-old business was in trouble.
It was within a fortnight of closing. It was only a chance that Alex had been working for a milko who was distributing the drinks. And he'd been out and seen the drink and also knew how popular they were.
I could follow recipes being a baker. He's a very clever engineer, so the combinations worked. We are not game enough to change anything. I think that is the success of the business, and our predecessors kept to the recipes to the best of our knowledge, and that makes us different to what's out there in the normal marketplace.
A year later, they opened a shop in a prominent location in town, offering 29 syrups and 16 soft drinks. Sales grew and they're now selling 200,000 bottles a year.
One of the things that we never saw in the numbers was the smiles on people's faces when they'd come in from all over Australia and had some reminiscence about Crow's Nest. And that's when it started to tweak that the brand was something special. And lately, I call it the magic. In the 1950s, there were around 600 soft drink companies in Australia. It's believed there may just be 7 left. Those of a certain age might recognise the names of their favourite fizz. Small towns like Dalby had 2. Toowoomba had 3 or 4. Every little town had one. Gumbunji had one. Pittsworth still going. Injune, everywhere. A lot of the popular brands got bought out by the majors. They were offered large amounts of cash to surrender their brand. The majors bought the market share. We know what happened after that.
In the old Crow's Nest factory, Murray and Alex found an extraordinary collection of memorabilia. It's now on display and includes this treasure, one of the oldest bottles in the collection.
A local school teacher dug it up in his garden. It's what they used to call a marble bottle or a cod bottle. Unfortunately, it's broken so that the kids could get the marble out. Intact, that could be worth $3,000 or $4,000. But there's very, very few examples known to exist in the bottle collecting community.
Do you like sauce?
No.
Oh,
sorry.
Well, at least you're honest, but you've got to come and have a whiff of this. This is what we call our black gold.
Queenslanders have always loved double sarsaparilla, and it's still their best seller.
We'll get about 10,000 bottles of sarsaparilla out of that. We've done 2,000 this morning, and we've got another...
So strong.
That is very strong. That's your concentrated syrup that then goes into the bottle, and then we add the carbonated water to it.
And why do you call it black gold?
Because it is worth so much to us. That's our biggest seller by far.
Really tapping into nostalgia of childhood?
A lot of the time. We get a lot of that, yeah. People coming in saying that they haven't tried a sarsaparilla for 40 years, and you'll give them a little sample from our tasting station and they'll say, wow, that brings back so many memories.
The popularity of home soda machines has seen syrup sales boom, but home cooks like them too.
I like to bake, and so these flavours make really good fudge and also icing toppings, and also the kids like to put them in coffee as coffee syrups.
Okay, and what are your favourite?
Musk is my favourite, and lychee are my favourites. I've made cheesecake with that one actually. It's delicious.
A Brisbane craft beer bar plans to stock some of the sodas.
We only stock independent beer, alcohol and all that sort of stuff, so we're looking at stocking another independent soft drink today. We're out to help small businesses and all that, give them a leg up, especially in times like this.
Despite health advice to eat less sugar, these old-fashioned sugary drinks are surprisingly experiencing a revival. But Alex and Murray tell customers to treat soft drink how their grandparents did.
The carbonated drink was invented as a treat. It was never intended to be consumed as a hydration aid. If you're thirsty, drink water.
Just an hour away in Pittsworth, there's another local soft drink factory. And it's even older.
Cheers.
Cook's started in 1900.
I'd say creaming soda was one of the early ones that was made in the old days.
5 years ago, local electrician Brendan Kavanagh saved the company.
Doors were going to shut and thought something this good can't be lost because once they're gone, they're gone. Everyone from Pittsworth loves Cook's soft drinks, so we thought, why not give it a go? And
Sugar.
Yes.
You can never run out of that.
No, we never run out of that.
Brendan's in a co-op with Alex and Murray and several other small operators so they can buy supplies in bulk.
I think it's something that all of us are keen to keep that history alive of the local soft drink factory. We've got the syrup vat here that we brought from the old factory. I've got to show you this old girl. This is a classic. Our carbonator, be at least 70 years old, works like a treat. So that's what puts the bubbles in the water for us. And there was no way I was leaving it behind.
Sticking to the old recipes, Brendan has doubled sales. Creaming soda and double sarse are big sellers, as is raspberry, my special treat as a kid.
Special little twist on this recipe that we think has recreated that flavour.
I'm 10.
Yeah.
I'm in the Oatlands pub at the bar. Oh, yum. That's nostalgia. Do you find that people say this reminds me of being a kid?
Oh, a lot of, people that come in haven't had an old style soft drink for years and they just, some people run towards them.
Brendan's just moved into a bigger building with a new bottling line. Now he can do more contract bottling for farmers with waste fruit.
The first person we did this for was telling us he had been trying to get it done, but the larger companies had minimum orders of 10 pallets. I told him I'd do him 20 cartons.
When COVID travel restrictions were lifted in Queensland, so did sales.
Our big support has come from southeast Queenslanders who, when they were told they could go anywhere, they hit the roads and they've been spending their money, and we've been absolutely knocked out, blown away, unprecedented.
They all agree the soft drinks have a value beyond being just a business. Making people happy and boosting local pride is priceless.
We do say to ourselves, tongue-in-cheek, that we brought the soft drink factory, but Crow's Nest owns it.
Enjoy.
And the response we've had from locals to moving into the main street and opening a shop front has been really positive, and when you get that sort of vibe from the locals, it drives you to keep going and keep the tradition alive.